Hello, hello, people. Welcome back. Hello, replayers. This is my take on zentangle 2. Last week, I did my take on what I learned just from watching YouTube and the real zentangle people. This is called Huggins, and this is what I taught, or not taught, but showed my version of it, which comes out just like their version because that's what I tried to do. Hello, Jenren, my voice twin. But I do want to say right up front, I am not a zentangle specialist. Okay, this is just what I'm referencing off of YouTube. I wanted to increase my library of doodles because I had one, which was a flower. But I did not take the $2,300 course, and I think it's like 3 or 5 days, something like that. Hello, Shelby. Hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I did not take the $2,300 course to become a certified zentangle instructor, but these are the zentangles that I'm learning, just off of YouTube, and this is and I think they're kind of special, and I want to show them and do them for you all. I have a few that I have done, and they're not. This is the first Huggins I did, and you can see that my samples here came out much better than my first Huggins over here. So I did it again in the back, on the back. And it came out much nicer. But yeah, so these are some. Now this one I did wrong. I made the little ladybug bumps, and I just kept going with the auras. That's what a halo around something that you've already made, and you mimicking the first one, you're echoing the first one. It's called an aura. Well, I just kept going with the auras, and I wasn't supposed to. Once you run out of room to make a full aura all the way around your first row of crescent moons, then you're supposed to go in and make another crescent moon all the way around different places. And I did that one again recently. Where is it? Here it is. This is what it's supposed to look like. So you're supposed to have all those crescent moons all the way through. But today I picked Paradox, and that looks so complicated. I can't talk. But it really is not. And depending on which way you turn your paper to make these will depend on whether you get a fan design like this one here and this one here, or whether you get a twisted paper towel design like this one here and this one here. It just all depends on which way you turn your paper and which direction you're going. And there's nothing but straight lines, no rulers, just as straight as you can get them. And when you make your straight lines, the curved lines magically appear. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? I see you here. I see you. So I'm so glad to see so many of you in here. So this is the one I'm going to demonstrate tonight. It's fairly easy. It's going to wait a few minutes because I want some more people to come in if they want to. Tonight, you're going to need your Micron pen. I'm using the 5. It gives this kind of a nice defined line. And I'm using the charcoal pencil to make my string. I know it doesn't look easy, but it is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 triangles. This is 8 triangles with drawing straight lines in 8 different triangles, and I came out with that pattern. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so easy. So I'm going to, and these are the only two tools that you need tonight, is your Micron pen and your pencil. This happens to be a charcoal pencil, but you can use a regular graphite pencil as well. You don't need your tortillon or anything else, just your practice paper. I'll leave that over there. But it is, Lori. It is. It is. We'll wait just a few more minutes, just a couple more minutes, for some more peeps to come in, because Beth is probably just wrapping up right now, and she said she'd like to join in. You're all eyes. I love the little googly eyes that look at people like that. That's so funny. I love eyeballs. So we just give a few more minutes for some people to come in. And I want to reiterate, I am not a certified zentangle instructor. I'm not. I did not pay $2,300 for the certification class that lasts either 3 or 5 days or something like that. This is just what I'm learning, and I'm parroting back. So don't don't hold me to it if it doesn't come out exactly like the zentangle. That's why the title says that's why the title says my take on zentangle. It is. It's insane. It's crazy amount of money to become a certified zentanglist. But there's a whole lot more to it than what I explain. And if you want to take the $2,300 class and try to explain those things to me, then by all means go for it. But because I looked into it, I wanted to become, I noticed that some people that were teaching it, it said certified zentanglist, CZT. And after their name. And so I looked into it, and it's $2,300 and some odd dollars, $85, something like that, 2,300. So at any rate, okay. Oh, wait, no, Beth's not here yet. I think Beth wanted to join, but she's probably going to clean up and do some little bit of housekeeping before she comes over. So, okay. So, what a zentanglist likes to do, and actually what I like to do also, is start off with a string, and a string is just someplace to encompass your little drawing that you're going to do. It's just something to encompass. So whether it's going to be a square, a circle, or a triangle is going to be, or, you know, a leaf shape. It's going to be completely up to you. But the easiest one I have found to start with on any of them, no matter what they are, is a square. So when you make your squares, you start off by actually drawing the points on what we're going to call the string. These points just help you line up, make a straighter line than if you just drew a line over here from point A to point B that's not pointed out. So you go from point A to point B that is pointed out, and it helps you draw a straighter line. And they call it a string. And that's going to be what encompasses your design. You traced a square. It's not supposed to be perfect, Lori. This is supposed to be zen. Zen. You're supposed to relax and let everything free flow. Oh, it's too funny. I love it. Okay. So here is what we're going to practice today. So what I want you to do first is actually find the center of your 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, that's about center, close enough. 4. And you're going to draw a vertical and a horizontal line. So you're just going to make 4 boxes out of your large box. And I'm using my pencil to do this with. You get a less blurry picture if you go live on YouTube. StreamYard downgraded the quality. Yeah, you know what though, Jen? When I go live on YouTube, I get all pixelated. I don't get a clear picture. When I go live on YouTube, I become very, very pixelated. But thank you for telling me that, because I didn't know they had downgraded. Okay, now we're going to divide our squares into triangles. So we're going to make an even smaller area to do this little design in. So we don't have to fill in big areas at a time. I am clearer tonight. Oh, good, because I'm on StreamYard. Till I start moving. So we're just going to divide our squares in half. So the points that we made, we're going to make diagonal lines. We're just going to make triangles now. So we're going to go from that point to that point. Like that. Like that. And like that. And what's really cool is you don't even see any of those lines once you're done. Once you're done your picture, it just they just totally blend in. It's hard to believe that this area right here that I'm outlining with my pencil is 2 triangles. And there's a diagonal split right down the middle of the fan. And that's 2 triangles once you fill them in. And it's very, very simple. Let me show you on a white sheet of paper. You're going to make lines. So if this is my triangle, you're going to make a line from the point here to just a little tiny bit away from the point there. I don't know if you can see that. Just a little tiny bit away. You might end up tracing your original line all the way up until you come out of it a little bit. But you want to be making a straight line like that. You turn your page either clockwise or counterclockwise, but in this instance, because we went in that direction, we're going to turn it counterclockwise because we want to start at this point again, this point that we just created, and draw a little bit of a diagonal line. Then we're going to turn the page counterclockwise again. We're going to start at the point we just created right there. And we're going to draw a line just a little bit out. And so now it looks like you've got a wonky triangle inside of a regular triangle. And that's exactly what you want. You keep turning your page counterclockwise. Keep starting from the point you just created and come to the point you want to create on that line. So you start from the point you just created to the point you want to create on that line. Turn your page counterclockwise. The point you just created is now up here to the point you want to create. Now, if it helps you, hi, Sherry Van, how are you? If it helps you to draw your lines, go ahead and just ever so slightly make a mark where you want your point to be. And it will help you make that line. Turn your page counterclockwise. And from the point you just made, I want my point to be there. I'm going to turn it again. And you just continue to do that till you fill it in and you... Oh, I forgot to give you I forgot to show a sample one. Hold on a second. Let me finish this one real quick. I'm not even going to turn my page, so it's not going to come out 100% right because I'm doing it 100% wrong. But, and see that curve right there is actually a bunch of straight lines coming together, making that curve. And this curve right here is a bunch of straight lines coming together to make the curve. That's the magic of paradox. It's all straight lines, and it makes curved lines. It makes curved lines like that on the fan, and that on the fan, and a twisted effect like a twisted towel, twisted paper towel. Okay, so let's start again. I'm going to switch to my Micron pen. I'm going to outline my triangle that I want to start in. You don't have to, but I like to. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at a point. And I want to come up to about there. See that tiny little point I just made right there? Maybe I should come down just a little bit closer. I can't come down too close because my pen will bonk the camera. So I'm going to come from this corner to that point. This time I'm going to turn my page clockwise, and I'm going to come from the point I just made over here to the point I want to make. Point I just made to the point I want to make. And turn it clockwise from the point that I just made to the point I want to make. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. You can make these as close together or as far apart as you want. But the idea is to make them close together because you want the magic to happen with that curved line. I did that wrong. I want to do clockwise. 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 From the point I just made to the point I want to make. And keep turning your paper always in the same direction. Where am I now? From the point I just made to the point I want to make. Here we go. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. Point I just made to the point I want to make. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. And then you can just fill in your little triangle at the very end. Oh, well, I make my point already. As you can see, the magic is happening. We've got the curved line started here, and the curved line started here. Hi, Dana. Hey, how are ya? Don't forget to thumbs me up, guys. I would really appreciate it if you thumbsed me up. Now, I just went in a clockwise direction. If I want to mirror this to create a fan, I now need to go in a counterclockwise direction. I start at the same point, but I go in the opposite direction. Instead of going to the left, I'm going to go off to the right in this new triangle. You don't think there's any magic? I'm going to outline my triangle, and we'll start again. Okay, this time I want to go counterclockwise. All right, so if I want to go counterclockwise, this is the point I want to start at. And this is the little piton point that I want to make, right up there. So I'm going to draw my line, whoops, from there. See, even as an instructor, I can say whoops. And I want to go counterclockwise. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. Whoops, I missed. To the point I want to make. Let's go counterclockwise again so you can see it. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. And I'm going to keep going counterclockwise. And I'm going to start at the point I already have, the point I just made, the point I want to make, and I make it. There I go. I make that point right there. And I go counterclockwise. And go counterclockwise. And you just keep going around in a circle with your straight lines. And see, going counterclockwise one way, one triangle, and going then going clockwise the other way. I mirrored it, and I made a fan. You confused your points. Okay, well, let's start another triangle. This time I'm going to start this one here. Okay. And this time I want to start okay. I want to start and I want to go counterclockwise. I want to go that way. So I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to turn clockwise. Turn my work clockwise. And do that. Turn my work clockwise. Start from the point I have. Go to the point I want to make. Hi, Teresa. You're Jen Ren Zen. Oh no, Lori. Okay, Lori, I'm going to start right over here. And great big huge triangle. This is your starting point. You want to come away from the line a little tiny bit to that point. Can you see that little point right there? So you want to make a line going up. Then you want to turn your paper so that point is in front of you again. And in this case, you have to do it clockwise. And you want to make a tiny little point over there, right? So you're going to start up here and go there. You want that point you just made to be in front of you. So you're going to turn it clockwise again till it's in front of you. That's the point you just made. You want to make another one right there. You just took your meds. I don't know why that's so funny. I don't know why. I took a muscle relaxer and I slept all night and the next day. Oh, good, Dana. Hey, Dana. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to continue to turn clockwise. It's the point I just made and the point I want to make. So now that you're seeing it in a bigger triangle, do you get this? This particular one is not relaxing you. Okay, what about Huggins last week? Did Huggins relax you? Did Huggins last week relax you? Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2. This. You don't remember? You did fine till you had to go in reverse. You don't have to go in reverse. You can make all of your triangles do the same thing, and you're going to come out with a different design all your own, Jen. I'm just teaching you the two that I know. And let's say, for example, I wanted to go in the same direction again with this one. First, I want to outline my triangle. And I just keep going in the same direction. This one's going to look like a twisted paper towel. It doesn't make a fan, it makes like a twisted paper towel. Hi, Pam! Yes, when you do it with pencil, you end up smudging yourself. We make the strings and the outlines, these strings with the pencil, and then we do them with pen. I did the Huggins all with pencil last week, and you're right. I got very smudgy in places I didn't want it to smudge. Hello, hello. So now let's see. I want these to be, I want this to be twisted. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I didn't follow that line very well. So oops. Where are you having a hard time, Lori? It could just be this doodle too, you know. We might want to try. I'm off screen? Was I? I thought I was up high enough. Okay. Well, let me bring this down this way more so that when I draw, I'm not off screen. Okay, so this one made a fan. Hmm. We just keep drawing the lines. You're just not relaxed. See, I went the opposite direction and that made a twisted paper towel. And sometimes I don't know which is going to come out because I don't remember what I did. I was out of frame. I was out of frame. Was out of frame way back, but I'm not out of frame now. Okay. Is anyone else having trouble following along or having trouble understanding? Do I need to explain something a different way? You've done this one before? Okay, so I'm going from the point that I just created, to the point I want to create. From the dot I just created to the dot I want to create. And then once the triangles get small enough, I don't have to turn my book anymore. The zentanglist won't tell you that, but am I out of frame? I'm not out of frame, am I? Or I'm trying to make a point? Okay, last one. What time is it? All right. Last one. I'm going to start this way. And I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Woohoo! Okay, and then from the point I just made to the point I want to make. Okay, right there. From the point I just made to the point I want to make. Point I just made. Point I just made. Point I want to make. Just made. I think I'm going to say that in my sleep tonight. There. So I made a couple of fans, 1, 2, 3 fans, and I made 4 twisted paper towels. Now, there is a guy named John, oh shoot, I should have written it down. I thought, no, I'm going to remember his name. He'll take a picture of an outline, not a picture, but an outline of an animal, like let's say an outline of a rabbit, and then he'll put these squares and triangles inside the rabbit and do this, and inside the rabbit becomes this magical playland of fans and twisted paper towels, and it's, we're all gonna say it. Yours looks very different from mine. No fans. So you didn't go in opposite direction. I mean, in same direction. I mean, in mirrored direction. You went in opposite direction. No fans, no towels. Uh-oh. No fans, no towels? Well, how did you manage that? Yours too, Pam? Well, you definitely have to post in my group then, because I've got to see these wonderful works of art. You did counter and non-counter, but did you, like I said, I have to see in order for me to know what you did or didn't do. And the other thing too is if you made your, like I said, if you made your line earlier, you need to make your lines kind of close together. If you make them too far apart, you lose the magic and you don't really get much of anything. Oh, if you don't turn your paper, sometimes you get lost in which direction you're going, and you end up going back in the other direction. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. I like, that's why I said I still want to see. I still want to, oh wow, we got 10 minutes. I still want to see everybody's pictures posted in my group. It shows up clearer if I put my hand in there, and then it focuses better for some reason. My finger still is a little pink from the red the red spray I painted on it and sprayed on it. When I did my prompts, I sprayed the red spray, and my finger was right there as I was spraying, and it got all red. It looked like I had cut it, and it was all it looked like it was bleeding. Okay, folks. So that's paradox right there. Is there is there something else I could have done to make it easier for you, Pam? Or do you think it was just because you didn't turn the paper? Because with zentangle, you're continually, when you're doing things like this, you're continually turning the paper. You want to turn the paper one way or the other, or the other, or the other, or in a continual motion, or which is what helps you keep your pattern. Not all of them, but a lot of them. You turn your paper. Just because you didn't turn, okay. So was my explanation as clear as mud? Oh, you posted it. Oh, good, Pam. I'm going to go check them out as soon as I get off here. I'm going to go check out what everybody posted. And I'll try to remember to post mine too. I got to post Huggins from last week. This is what we did last week, Huggins, which also looks very complicated, but it's not. It's just circles and half arcs, circles and arcs. Today was just straight lines. You have fat line. You posted your pages. Okay, good, Jassy. I'm gonna go check them out as soon as we get done here. So what do you think? Do you want to continue? Because I have Zircus, which is more straight lines, very straight lines. I have Mist. I already did Huggins. Let's see. We did Paradox. We could do the Crescent Moon. And let's see, let's go this way. There's the Crescent Moon, which I did wrong. There's Mist. There's Zircus. Ooh, there's Flu. Flu is very, very easy to do. It looks very complicated and everything's behind everything, but it's not. Charts. Scoodle. Kiko. You made some of your lines too spaced? It takes practice, Pam. It does, because when I first made it, my lines were really far apart too. And it was tough. Floors. Static. Knightsbridge. Hollybough. Poke root I couldn't even get. I, I wrote it down and I need to practice more before I put it in here. Fescue, which is just lines in circle. Lines in a circle. Tipple. There's 3 different ways. You can do little ones, medium ones, or big ones inside little ones inside big ones. Hi, Stacy. Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you. Flux. Flux is really, really cool. And bales is really, really cool. That's just straight lines and then arcs. Straight lines and curved lines. So those are, like I said, that one was wrong, but so those are the ones that I'm going to try and explain to everybody. They're so simple. Once you see how they're created, they're so simple. Especially this one. This one is really easy. Okay. So that was Paradox for tonight. And I think next week we'll do Kiko. Because it's really simple. It's just a matter of being able to count to 4. Can everybody count to 4? Let me know now. If you cannot count to 4, then then we're going to do something else. You need to be able to count to 4. 1, 2, 5, 3. Okay. Oh, you're not leaning on your table, Lori. That's hard to do. You need to be on a flat surface and leaning on a table or something, because you're right. It is difficult if you're just holding the cards in your hand. You can only count to 4 on Fridays. Oh gosh, you guys are cracking me up. Simple is relative, but I gotta tell you, if you can count to 4, then it is simple. Oh gosh, you guys make me laugh. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Now, one last look at Paradox before I close my book. Oh no, I don't want to close my book. I got to take pictures. That's right. I got to take pictures. Thank you, replayers, for coming in and staying this long. Did I ever make my point? I did. It's called Making Your Point Creates a Paradox. When you make your point, when you make your final point, you've created a paradox. Oh gosh, that's too funny. I'll have to watch the replay. Oh, Kathy, you're just coming in now. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Well, I'm glad you popped in. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me. I have no problems trying to answer questions. So, okay. Well, that's it for tonight. I keep saying goodbye without leaving. So I'm going to say bye for now, meow. Thank you everybody for dropping in. I appreciate you all.